Japan and Thailand to pick who will lead the countries in elections on Sunday. The electorates in both cases likely to be focused on stable and sustained leadership, given challenges at home and change that is out of their control on the global stage. In Japan, a lower house election taking place just months after Prime Minister Takaichi became the country's first female prime minister, winning a ringing endorsement from no less than the US president, who has wished her good luck for her vote on Sunday, which the latest poll suggests will provide a landslide win for her ruling coalition, with Miss Takaichi dubbed the Iron Lady, riding a youth-led wave of personal popularity. In Thailand, high household debt and an economy unable to find stronger footing, driving parties to put economic policy at the forefront of their campaigns. The next Thai leader will also need to deal with ongoing tensions on the border with Cambodia. Tonight and all through this weekend, CNA will provide in-depth coverage of these crucial votes. In Thailand, Saksith Saiyasombut, Leong and Jeremy Ko are covering nationwide developments from Bangkok. And in Japan, our correspondents Mayu Yoshida and Mayu Yoshida will bring us the latest reports from Tokyo. Our polls show the electoral contest in Thailand, a three-horse race amongst Boom Chai Thai, the People's Party and Pheu Thai. CNA's Saksith Saiyasombut, Leong and Jeremy Ko. They're covering each of those camps, and they join us live from Bangkok. And the incumbent Prime Minister is running under the Boom Chai Thai banner. Let's go to Saksith and find out more about what the party has said in its campaign. Saksith, what message has Boom Chai Thai been delivering to voters?
Now, the Boom Chai Thai government of Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul has been in office just for a couple of months before he dissolved parliament in December, with the hopes of extending the short mandate into a full mandate of 4 years. And they are running on the theme of continuity, given that in 2025, Thailand has been through a lot of different crises, be it scam centers on the borders of Thailand, be it a border conflict with Cambodia, the economy also not doing as well as it should, given that it used to be one of the Asian tigers in the 1990s. That is what the Boom Chai Thai party, which translates to Proud to be Thai, is running on. And that is also another strand that we are seeing here, that they are also tapping into nationalist sentiments because of that border conflict with Cambodia. And as we are seeing, the Prime Minister is actually standing behind the camera, waiting for his turn to speak on the stage here behind me. They are showing also that they have technocrats as ministers. They have a wider base. They have grown in size in members and candidates. That they have grown over just a couple of years from a middle-sized regional party to a national platform that is willing and that is also saying that they are capable to lead the country into greener pastures.
Saksith, Boom Chai Thai, the latest polls, the second preferred choice for party in government. But Mr. Anutin Charnvirakul himself, he is also the second preferred choice for Prime Minister. What's the likelihood of him staying on in this office, either on sole majority or in a coalition alliance?
Now, putting aside the fact that Thai opinion polls have been historically not the most reliable ones, but yes, it is true that Boom Chai Thai is not the top preference among Thai voters, but it is still possible that Anutin remains Prime Minister because he can probably very likely cobble together a strong enough coalition and strong enough mandate to stay in office because of the party being very skillful at maneuvering through Thailand's treacherous landscape, and also on top of that as well, that the party, especially because of the border conflict with Cambodia, has presented itself as the proxy of the conservative establishment here in Thailand, which is linked to the military and the monarchy. So this is probably why a lot of people, including including amongst the People's Party, they are saying behind closed doors that they are, even though, for example, the People's Party, the opposition party, which we're going to hear from Waikit in a second, they are the most likely going to have the most seats. But it's no guarantee that they are going to be the government because of Anutin, if he comes in second or he comes in third, that he will be able to have enough votes, enough parties in their coalition to stay on in the government. But going back to the opinions poll, as we said, what we can say for certain is that there is probably going to be a lot of anticipation coming on this Sunday. There's going to be a lot of tension going further as well, as Thailand is waiting for a new government and hoping that whoever comes into government can fix the problems that Thailand has been rattled for quite a while now.
Thanks for that. Saksith Saiyasombut covering Bumchai Thai's campaign there in Bangkok. And let's go to Leong Waikit. Now he's covering the Progressive People's Party, notwithstanding unreliable polls, they have consistently polled as being hugely popular, especially with the young people in Thailand. Waikit, what's the crowd looking like right now where you are?
Well, so this is a typical cross-section of your People's Party's vote bank. Your urban dwellers, your young voters, working class, first-time voters who make up some 6% of 53 million eligible voters in Thailand. But the People's Party must not only focus on these vote bank, they must focus on the swing or the undecided voters. Because earlier, we have one party leader from People's Party telling Saksith Saiyasombut about 2 weeks ago that the number of undecided voters is really, really high. Hours ago, I spoke to another party leader who updated me that the figure has now gone down to less than 10%. Why are they important? Because many analysts say that these swing voters are not your typically blind, loyal voters. They will look at where the party stands today and what the party will do in future before casting their vote. And this analysis gels very much with the ground sentiments that I gathered over the past few days, speaking with voters who tell me that they will not have any hesitation to cast their vote to a party based on what they have or have not done.
Waikit, given this emphasis on winning over the swing voter, how is People's Party presenting its leadership? Because it has to present its prime ministerial candidate, so it matters who it puts forward as potential leadership of People's Party.
Yeah, just a quick minute, I'm going to make a quick turn to see what's happening behind me. Your timing cannot be more perfect. We're now looking at live pictures of the party leader, Natapong Rupanyawut, making his stage very slowly on the stage. The crowd has erupted in raucous cheers to welcome him. Now, that said, the party has to be very careful with how it campaigns moving forward. In the past, it had moved with an anchor strategy of pushing forward to change Article 112, which is the less but just law, something that they did in the last election. But this time now, they're making an effort to play down that effort. In the first ever election that the People's Party had taken part, that time they were known as Future Forward, Anakot Mai. They had pushed using an anchor strategy of shifting away from military-influenced politics. This time round, I asked another party leader what the anchor strategy is, and he said it is wealth reform, which he described as fundamental and critical if you want to change Thailand. Now, there are many challenges that People's Party will have to tackle, one of which you heard earlier from Saksith Saiyasombut. He talked about the Thai-Cambodia border dispute. Now, that had resulted in a rise in nationalism. People are now starting to see the military with a more friendly lens, seeing them as the defenders of the country's sovereignty. Now, this may work against People's Party because they've been accused of being anti-military based on their positions in the past of reining in the military. Another challenge is the coalition with Bumchai Thai before Parliament had dissolved. Many analysts describe that relationship as toxic and strange bedfellows, mainly because both parties have very different ideologies, and this has taken a toll on the party during campaigning. One of the candidates told me that they have to explain to voters who express disappointment about this coalition, and he said that out of 100, only about 5 fully understand why the party has to do so. That said, the People's Party has said that it is generally very hopeful moving into the Feb 8 general election.
Well, thanks for that. Waikit covering what's happening with the People's Party for us. And let's go to Jeremy Ko, who is looking at campaigning for Pheu Thai Party. Jeremy, you just heard Waikit there explaining why People's Party has needed to recalibrate repivot, as it were, its anchor strategy to secure votes this time around and to have a chance at leading the Thai government. Pheu Thai Party wanting to stage a comeback. It was once a dominant political force. How has it been trying to do that, and how has it been faring in polls?
Well, Wei Su, according to a recent survey by the National Institute of Development Administration, put the Pheu Thai Party in third place at the moment at 16%, behind the People's Party at around 34%, and the Bum Jai Thai around 23%. And if you're asking about the Prime Minister candidate, Prof. Yochanan, the Prime Minister candidate for Pheu Thai, is trailing in fourth place. So all in, not a great position to be in for a party that's dominated Thai politics for more than 2 decades. So this vote is pivotal for the Pheu Thai Party, and analysts have said that the performance of the party this time around could determine whether they remain a defining force in Thai politics, as a poor showing this time around could further diminish its national influence. Now, already polls have showed that support in the Pheu Thai's traditional northern and eastern or northeastern strongholds have weakened as young voters turn to other parties, such as the People's Party, where my colleagues are at right now. And if you recall, in the 2023 election, parties aligned with Pheu Thai failed to top the polls for the first time since 2001. So this election, Pheu Thai is focused on Bangkok, as well as its traditional strongholds in the north and northeast. Will it help them to defy the polls and mount a stunning comeback? Well, as analysts have noted, the party should have been dead long ago, given all the obstacles they have to overcome over the years, from party dissolutions to court cases. But the Pheu Thai party's network is still quite intact on the ground, and the enthusiasm for its voters is quite palpable in this packed stadium in central Bangkok. Cheers ringing out every now and then as well. As for the platform it's running on, well, the party is pitching its familiar brand of populist policies, including cash handouts, such as sweepstakes promising $1 million baht or around $31,000 to 9 Thais every day. Now, Mr. Yochanan himself has also campaigned on a platform that stresses the use of science and technology to build a new economy.
Of course, Mr. Yochanan, perhaps best known as the nephew of former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, and I suppose the lagging fortunes of the party linked very much to the lagging fortunes of Mr. Thaksin Shinawatra himself. Is Pheu Thai still very much the party of this former Prime Minister?
Well, Mr. Thaksin may be still behind bars, but this is a very important time for him as well, because as you can see, the crowd behind me, cheers are ringing out every time he, as well as his family members, are mentioned. And given the times he's mentioned at this rally, he remains very much an influential figure in Pheu Thai, a spiritual leader of sorts. And of course, the party's main Prime Minister candidate is Mr. Thaksin's nephew. So if elected, he will carry on the Shinawatra torch. Now, already he's the 5th member of the influential Shinawatra Wongsawat family to vie for the premiership. But he's also facing significant headwinds, a rising tide of nationalism following Thailand's recent deadly clashes with Cambodia, which my colleagues also mentioned earlier, and also the outflow of candidates. Now, in the northern region alone, about 20% of former Pheu Thai candidates and MPs elected in 2023, the last elections, have joined other political parties this time round. But despite its declining popularity and political defections, some analysts believe that Pheu Thai can still play the role of kingmaker and still partner with another party to form the government, as it had previously. But deal-making and horse trading aside, this election could indicate if Mr. Thaksin remains a defining force in Thai politics, or whether it's the end of the road for Pheu Thai and Mr. Thaksin as a serious political player.
Thanks for that. CNA's Saksith Saiyasombut, Leong and Jeremy Ko reporting live from different campaigns from the 3 main parties in Bangkok. Less than 2 years since Japan's last lower house election, Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi's call for a snap poll starts off the shortest campaign period in its post-war history, with political parties getting just 12 days to make their case to voters. Oteli Edwards with all the details.
Let's have a look at how the political land lies. 1,285 candidates are vying for a spot in the House of Representatives. It's the more powerful of two parliamentary chambers. The 465 lawmakers elected will have an overriding power to pass budgets and choose the Prime Minister. More than 60% of those seats are being contested in single-member constituencies. Well, that's about 289 members elected, first past the post. The remaining 176 will be elected through proportional representation by party list system in 11 regional blocks. In this case, voters cast ballots for a party, and seats are allocated based on share of the vote the party gains across a given region. A simple majority requires a total of 233 seats. Each member of the House of Representatives serves a 4-year term. But what's at stake? Incumbent leader Sanae Takaichi is looking to capitalize on a surge in public support. It's a first test at the ballot box since taking office in October. She took on a battered government, with the party having lost its majority in both houses of parliament. This time, if Takaichi does win a lower house majority, she may still have to govern with a minority in the upper house, which she cannot dissolve. The ruling LDP currently controls 199 seats in the lower house, governing with the support of coalition partner, the Japan Innovation Party, also known as Ishin, which has 34 seats. The election also serving as the first major test for the new party Centrist Reform Alliance, or CRA, formed through a merger of the Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan and the Komeito Party. Komeito ended its long-standing alliance with the LDP last October, making a significant shift in Japan's political landscape. The CRA currently has 172 seats in the chamber. It is a fragmented political scene, but one that the February 8th election has the potential to stabilize for the first time since the second Abe administration that governed Japan for almost 8 years until 2020.
And Mayu Yoshida for CNA joins us live from Tokyo. Mayu, just heard that from Oteli Edwards. This strategy of capitalizing on personal popularity in the Prime Minister, hoping that that might translate into popularity for her party and her ruling coalition. Any suggestions that this is a winning strategy?
Right. Well, Takaichi made this gamble just 3 months into her job, calling for a snap election and to turn her personal popularity into a stronger coalition, and it might actually work. So let me show you this Nikkei business newspaper, which arrived this morning, and it has the recent polls, and it says that the ruling coalition led by Takaichi's Liberal Democratic Party could win more than 300 seats, which is about 60% of the lower house. So if she succeeds in getting that supermajority in that lower house, it would give her much stronger mandate to push for a more assertive Japan. And it would be easier for her to move ahead with plans to increase investment, boost economic growth, and take firmer positions on defense, immigration, and China. And big part of her support base comes from younger voters. Polls suggest that a majority of voters under the age 30 favor the Prime Minister, partly because they see her more friendly and approachable and different from previous male prime ministers. But just because she's winning the hearts of young Japanese voters doesn't automatically guarantee victory, because historically, voter turnout among people in their 20s is about half of that of voters in their 70s, and we're expecting tight races in most districts, and severe winter weather could affect turnout. We're already seeing about early voting drop about 20%, 30% in snowy regions compared to previous elections. Also, her sudden decision to call a snap election really spooked market players worldwide. It triggered sell-off in Japan's long-term government bonds. Her comments on the yen, the weak yen, made the yen weaken even more. And markets are now watching closely, even concerned about how she would balance aggressive fiscal spending with Japan's already heavy debt burden. So her personal popularity is a major advantage. But after all, headlines in Japan are saying that this is one of the most unprecedented, unpredictable elections Japan has seen in years.
Well, given this unpredictability, would total endorsement from the US president, he's saying she will not let the people of Japan down. Good luck on your important Sunday vote. Is this going to be making a significant difference to how Ms. Takaichi's party and her coalition partner do on the weekend?
Well, Donald Trump's backing itself doesn't automatically mean that Japanese voters will vote for her, because what they're concerned the most is rising living costs and the sales tax. But when it comes to U.S.-Japan alliance, Takaichi's relationship with Donald Trump does matter. Back in October, Sanai Takaichi and Trump signed a document describing the alliance as entering a golden era, reaffirming close cooperation on security and economic ties. And maintaining that relationship is really important for Japanese businesses as well, especially as they deal with tariffs and the weak yen pushing up import costs right now. The U.S.-Japan partnership is also crucial as both countries look to counter China. Keep in mind that Japan-China relations have worsened since Takaichi made comments about Taiwan back in November. So if she wins a stronger mandate in the lower house, it would make it easier for her to increase defense spending. And this is actually in line with Trump, as he wants Tokyo to boost defense spending. So a stronger win by Takaichi's ruling coalition could support Tokyo's ties with Washington, but at the same time, that could further strain ties with Beijing.
Thanks. Mayu Yoshida for CNN from Tokyo.